Startup Unscripted. The questions you have with the truths you need to hear.
Help doctors get into practice the way they want to get into practice. Hashtag truth. That's why we put it out there. What we want to do is we want to bring truth to the startup game.
And now your host, Michael Dencio.
All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Dental Startup Unscripted. My name's Michael Dencio, founder of Next Level Consultants. And this week, we are doing Kids Teeth Week, sponsored by SuperMouth. I'm super excited. We are literally, if you're YouTubing it, behind us, we're in Toronto, Canada, and we're at the AAPD 2024. And I'm speaking here later today at 3:00-ish. That will not be broadcasted live, but we decided to do a Kids Week with the Startup Unscripted program. And again, I'm super excited because this program was sponsored by SuperMouth, which selfish plug, we love this stuff. My kids love it. They actually brush their teeth. You have to go on our Instagram page and literally look at my kids. I'm going to post a picture later because it's, one of those things that, where they're sponsoring what's going on here. Legit, my kids love it. I'm going to actually make my guest, who I'm going to introduce here in a second, try this stuff. But this week is sponsored by SuperMouth, and I'm totally gonna do commercial, and I'm kind of making my fun of myself a little bit because I normally don't do commercials. So for you guys that follow the program, I'm doing a commercial right now. So here we go. Hey, dentists and hygienists, I'm talking to you. If you are looking to elevate your practice with a comprehensive oral care solution for all ages and stages, discover this sweet deal that you see on the table for you YouTubers. Discover SuperMouth. It's a revolutionary line of oral care products tailored to meet specific needs of each family member. Kids will love the superhero themed universe. My kids do. They actually really freaking love the all of the superheroes. And adults will appreciate the innovative designs, which you're going to see on the table here, and scientifically proven ingredients. So the great thing about this system is that you guys can sell this in your office and create what I call a membership or a system where you guys can create a revenue. What am I trying to go for here? A reoccurring revenue, a business, a membership within your office. They actually set you up with this display in the office, and the kids walk by it and they love it. And so SuperMouth, again, wearing the t-shirt today. If you're watching, great folks passionate about kids health, oral health. So thank you guys for sponsoring. So without further ado, let's get into the program. And I'm excited to introduce my friend here, Dr. Kasey Hall, soon to be a pediatric board certified. He just took his boards. We don't know if he's got his boards, but I have a pretty good feeling this guy nailed it. So soon to be board certified dentist. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thanks, Mike. Super excited to be here with you, and really excited to find out if I pass boards.
I'm putting money on it. So Dr. Kasey Hall is actually one of our clients over on the Next Level side. We're working through a startup with him, and I'm super excited because he's going to be coming in from Rhode Island, moving to Portland, Oregon. Super cool market. I guess super is kind of the buzzword today. Super. Maybe we count how many times we say super. Big picture, man. I wanted just to have a conversation because you're starting the program, and I do. And how long ago did we meet?
We met it was last summer. I think we met last summer, and then we kind of talked a little bit, and then we came back to it.
Yeah.
a few months ago, I think.
Okay,
right?
so where do we meet? Do you know?
Just over the phone.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Not at the APD last year.
No.
Are you a big AAPD guy?
This is my first one.
Oh,
yeah.
man. I love coming to this show because you go downstairs and you really haven't spent much time. You guys are just cool, and I think that's why I like.
I think so.
I mean, it's a different feeling. Like, fun. You guys are, nurturers by nature. All dentists are, but it's extra fun with kids.
Right.
It's a more lively group, and it's really a pleasure to coach pediatric dentists. It's about a third of our revenue business.
Yeah.
We work with a lot of peds, so it's awesome to be here. But what are you looking to get out of the AAPD this year?
Yeah, so I mean, little networking. I'm doing my research presentation for my research that I did during my residency. And yeah, I was excited to come on this show and get to meet you in person. We hadn't met in person.
We just met.
Yeah, that's
a
right.
minute ago.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
So.
but when you're a podcast listener, right?
Right. Yeah.
Is that how you found me? Or?
So that's how I first found you. And then I was speaking I'd originally talked with a different practice consultant that I was referred to, but she was ortho.
I'm joking. She's cool.
She was ortho. Yeah.
Oh, Jill.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Jill's
then
awesome.
Jill pointed me toward you.
Yeah. Me and Jill are buddies. She's the queen of ortho. I've had her on the program. Jill Allen and Associates. I'll plug her all day long. She's amazing. Any orthos listening, check out Jill Allen. And then Jill knows that we know pedo, we know insurance, we know systems. Right. It's a different game. But there definitely is a thing with pedo ortho. That's a thing. And her and I kind of partner on stuff like that. But so did you think that you were going to get on the podcast this quick?
No, I had no idea.
And have you ever done anything like this before?
I've been so at the office I used to work at, they had a podcast.
What?
And I did do a handful of episodes for that. But I mean, we had like 50 people that listened.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure only 50 people listen to this program, but it's fine. I'm talking to you 50. The idea today is just to get connected to the dentist. I'm interviewing you and a few others. I already interviewed Dr. Kasey Hall, the owner of SuperMouth, who kicked off this week. He's just a stud. He knows so much. I respect him a lot. But the other dentist following him is just really just to get tapped into where your guys' heads at. So I want to ask you, my friend, first tell me a little bit more about you, like married, kids. I already kind of spilled the beans on born and raised. Well, I didn't say that, but give me a little bit about you.
Okay. So I'm born and raised Portland, Oregon. And I went to dental school at OHSU, Oregon Health Science University.
Fantastic school.
My wife, also born and raised in Portland, Oregon. She grew up on like the east side out in Gresham area.
Okay.
And we have 4 kids. We thought, we had our first son during dental school, like first year dental school. And then we just, I guess, kept going. We thought we were done at 2, and then we got surprise twins right when I was applying for residency.
Oh my god!
We got identical twin girls. So yeah, 4 kids. That keeps us pretty busy.
Dude, you're busy.
Yeah,
I've got 2. It's crazy.
What's
the age spread?
So 10, 8, and then the twin 3-year-olds.
Oh my gosh!
So,
girls, boys, twins.
Boy, and then 3 girls. So,
but the twins are boy, girl.
2 girls, identical girls. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep. Crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
But, dude, I'm like happy for you because I have a boy and a girl. You got like girls, and girls are amazing.
I get to be a girl dad. It's cool,
dude.
They're the best.
Girl dads are the best, and boys are awesome too.
Love my son too. They're all awesome. We were so lucky. Like we thought we were done at 2.
Yes.
And logistically that would have been really nice.
Yeah,
when you go from 2 kids to 4 kids,
yes,
everything changes logistically. But it's super fun.
Orlando last year at the APD, you go to Disney World. Back to Disney World here for a second. They make packages for a family of 4. They don't really make packages for 6. You're just kind of screwed.
They should. We pay a ton of money to do fun stuff.
Yeah, it's like, let's get on an airplane. You can take a whole row. Wow. Good for you. That's awesome, man. So look, like you took a minute to really decide if you wanted ownership, and that's the theme of this episode. Like, well, let's talk about like all the things, especially as a pediatric dentist or anybody even specialty, like the journey. Let's talk about the journey, because like, did you always want to own? You always wanted to own?
Yeah, I think I did. I felt like when I got into dentistry, it was like, I'll just go to dental school, I'll be a dentist.
And
Done. Easy.
That's it. Yeah, fix
Like,
teeth.
I'll know like roughly how much money I'm gonna make.
Yeah.
I just fix teeth. I'm a tooth janitor. Easy.
Janitor.
and then I found out when I was like getting ready to graduate, like how many options there are as a dentist.
Yeah.
And I think there can be like so many options, it's almost like paralyzing, right?
Yeah.
At least for anxious people like me. But yeah, I kind of have like a long journey of figuring out how I wanted to get into ownership, I guess.
Yeah,
and
what?
like pulling the trigger on it and everything. Yeah.
Well, let's dig into that. Like, why? What clicked? Like,
Yeah.
why all of a sudden? Like, how long have you been associating?
So I worked for 5 years in pediatric offices right out of dental school
As a GP.
as a GP, just doing peds, and then I went, and so then back into residency. So
Okay,
it's been
so
7 years.
So you fell in love with the kid dentistry thing, went back to school, got your certification
Exactly.
soon, and then and so 5 years. When did you know you wanted to own? Was it before you got into pedo, or?
It was. There's been like a couple points where I felt like, okay, I'm ready to do this. And then I hadn't done residency yet. And I kept falling back on that. Like, can I do this if I haven't officially committed?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like board certified. I haven't done residency yet. And so I think that stalled me for a little while.
Yeah.
And then, so I could give you just like a quick overview of what I did.
Do it.
If
Love
that's
it.
helpful for anybody, but
I think it will be.
Yeah. So I graduated in 2017, and then I took a job in peds. I was interested in working with kids, but my wife and I, with 2 kids already, like, we didn't want to go back to school for more years. We wanted to make money, hadn't made money ever.
You didn't want to just keep going into
I was tired of
weird.
it, right? She was tired of it. So I took the job that paid the most, was an office that was just all kids. And I loved it. Like, I had talked to one of my mentors before I started, kind of looking at different job options. And he was like, well, if you want to work with kids, if you don't know what you want to do yet, you should go take a job working with kids and see if it sticks. Or if you want to go back, that's what he did. And he decided he liked adults.
Yeah. Wait, he decided he didn't like kids.
He said he didn't like kids. Yeah, exactly. He didn't like kids. So he went back to be a GP, or stay as a GP. But
turns out I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, for me, it was like, I started working with kids and I was like, why would anybody go back to working with adults? But I love it. I love working with kids. So I did that for a couple of years. And then I went into like possible partnership at a pediatric office at the next place that I went to. And
why didn't that work out? I'm just going to interrupt you, because the journey that you all go through, I feel like, is a very common one. And I think partnership is very much on everybody's mind when they think ownership. And I don't get me wrong, I see a lot of benefits in ownership or partnership. I'm in a partnership myself. It's challenging. I was actually just talking to someone about that. Why didn't that work out, partnership?
Yeah, so the guys that I was going to partner with, awesome guys. I love them. And I think that we had a great time working together. I think that as I got closer to kind of like figuring stuff out, I came to realize, like, you're trying to find something that is beneficial for each of you, right? But
like you and the partner.
Yeah, like something that's beneficial for each of you. But when they started something and they built it up and now they're inviting you into it.
Yes.
That's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard to like bring somebody in and commit to that and give up something that you built.
Totally.
And I think I started seeing that and realizing, like, I'm probably, what I'm looking for is I'm better off on the other end of that.
So that's what I love about this business, is the entrepreneurial spirit. I'm on a lot of drugs right now. I can't even. My congestion is just off
get
the
that.
hook right now. Yeah, sniffling in a high def mic is super cool, but like, I just think that like it's super cool. I went to business school. I got an MBA. Most people that MBAs don't start their own businesses. You guys have zero business training, which is what I'm speaking about at 3:00 about how to like actually be a good business owner,
right?
Track things and be a CEO of your business and be a good leader. So it's just fascinating to me that you guys with zero training, you know how to grind on teeth. You're scientists. You're super smart. No business training, no leadership training. Either want it or you don't. And so many pediatric or dentists just in general go into business for themselves. It's wild to me.
It's because we think we can do everything.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, you guys can do it. The default rates are crazy low. Although I will say, look, I'm going off on a rampage a little bit here, but like everybody talks about that default rate. I'm not going to scare the crap out of you. Promise. You've hired me. I got you. We're gonna
I'm kind of in it now, right? Yeah.
No, not really. Once we sign that lease, you're in it. You can pull out, but like there's a difference between defaulting, because everybody loves to talk about how you guys don't default, but there's a difference between not defaulting and actually doing well.
Right. Yeah.
I'm paying my bills, but I'm fucking broke, right? So like yeah. So we want you guys to be successful. I think the ownership percentage is really high for you guys to get an ownership. I think the success rate is actually kind of low.
Yeah.
Anyways, not to scare you, we're gonna make sure you're hitting all points right out of the gate. But okay, so back to partnership. So it didn't work out. It is their baby. You had your vision. You guys inspire me all the time by having your vision and having that entrepreneur spirit. So you just knew that wasn't good for you. Back to the partnership.
Yeah, I just kind of got to the point where it was like, I've spent so much time wanting to do this that the only way that I feel like I'm going to be fulfilled is if I just jump in and go for it. And I worked with so many guys and like talked to so many people and thought like, I know I can do it. Mm-hmm. So I just had to, you just had to come to the point where you commit to it and realize like, what do I really want to get out of this career? And for me, a big part of it was I want to try and do my thing. Like, I want to see if I can make it work.
I want to ask a little bit more about that. And totally be honest on this show. It's unscripted for a reason.
Right.
It's unscripted. When you said you wanted to go out on your own, was it more about money? Is it more about autonomy? I hear all kinds of things, and there's no wrong answer here. It could be money. Look, I'm working right now. What are we doing? Trying to make some money. It's how this works. I happen to love what I do, so it's fun. But I wouldn't do it if it was all for free and I was just kind of hanging out like a hobo and doing it, right? So what's attractive about ownership for you? What you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think for me it's having like trying to come up with a vision of what you want to do and then seeing if you can accomplish it.
Yeah.
So I think like initially I definitely was interested in how much money you can make.
Yeah.
And I think that like going into peds associates get paid pretty well.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the practice owners I've talked to have talked about how ownership, you might not make more money. So if you want to go into it, you got to go into it because it's something that you really want to do. And I think the creating part of it is what is interesting to me.
Creating your brand, having your own patients, having your own team, supporting the community. It's your baby.
Yeah. And I want to see like, what can I accomplish with that? And can I do it? And I feel like I love my patients and I really actually care a lot about the kids that I treat. Yeah. And I think like if I own my own thing and I'm building something up, I can feel 100% committed to that.
Yeah.
And I'm not thinking about an exit strategy, or I'm not thinking about what if I did this differently, or like I'm going down the path somebody else wants to go down, but is it what I really want to do, or I want to try things that they maybe don't want to try?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where I came to.
Yeah. What do you think the most scary part of this is? Like, You did. You slow rolled this, and I respect you for it, because it has to be the right time, the right place, the perfect kind of a formulation of like the stars aligned, right? I don't like that when doctors just jump into something. I like that they come to me and they like, my family's settled. This is where we want to be. I'm ready to do this. I've got some money in the bank. Like, I love when there was a plan, and you guys are naturally planners. Sometimes people just call me like, I'm not even graduated yet. Let's just do this. And it's just like, whoa, dude. Like,
If my wife were listening to this, she'd be like, no, he's not.
yeah, but there's a master plan. Maybe you're not like a really good planner. Every detail, every box check.
Right.
There was a grand plan here.
Right.
So like, what's the most scary thing about jumping into a startup or getting into, what are you most worried about?
Yeah, I don't know. You just hear a lot of things about how expensive it is. That's scary. But I think that it feels overwhelming, kind of like what you talked about. We're trained on doing the dentistry and like peds. I'm trained on behavioral health and dealing with kids.
Right.
Like that stuff I know and I'm confident in. But when you start to think, I guess like for me, when I started thinking about what it entails to get into a practice, you start thinking about like all the other crap you have to do, and like people you have to realtor, getting the lease, getting all your products, your protocols. Like it just feels, to me, that feels overwhelming. And I think that's kind of where I got hung up for a while.
Setting up shop.
Yeah.
Systems, things. Well, here's a news flash. You'll never have every box checked in that department ever. Like, our clients, they could be in business for 20 years and they're still clipping that or checking that box. It's the thing about ownership. Even my company, we're like fixing things every single day. Like, right when you think you got it mastered, it's like, nope, screwed that one up, got to fix it. Or team huddle, like what worked last week, what didn't. It's always improving and having like a passion for always improving it, whether it's your patient's care, whether it's a system efficiency, whether it's profitability. You're always trying to improve. How in the hell are you supposed to do that before you set up shop? You can't. You can't. But you will be set up. You will take a call. You will have a form that helps you figure out the insurance verification. Like, you're going to have the foundation. You're going to be able to set up. It's a very scary thing. So it really wasn't. Oh, you said construction costs are just expensive. It sure is. It sure is. So let's dig into that. Is it the loan? Is it the cash flow? Like, when you say that, what's that mean to you? Like, it's expensive. Of course it's expensive. You're starting a business.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, maybe for me, it's being worried that I'm going to, like way overspend, right? Like, am I going to be able to rein things in, or am I going to get carried away with like, I want to do all these amazing things, and you know, like there's so many things that you can use and do for your practice, and then the amount just skyrockets.
Yeah.
It's like, can I rein that in? Can I do it in a smart way?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, this whole program is about like making sure that it doesn't get crazy. The timestamp, folks, is where are we at? May 2024, and construction costs are crazy right now. Crazy. Okay, so maybe you'd pay 75 grand. I'm just throwing out a number, more than maybe you would have paid, I don't know, 8 years ago. Sure. In the lifetime of your practice ownership, 75, 50 grand's nothing. So absolutely, in certain departments, timing's not the best.
Right.
But if you wait for the timing to be best, we might be waiting for a decade.
Yeah, it might never get better. It might get a lot worse.
So to me, like, the variable cost of the whole program, marketing, equipment, hiring team members, IT, all the things, that's kind of like the same. Construction's the X factor. And so, but I can see how that could worry you. As far as like the cost of things, like, I always wonder, if I'm starting a business, am I worried about my my cash flow at home. Are you worried about that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
of course.
guess so. Yeah.
You're planning on working?
Right.
Doing a
Yeah.
project?
Yeah. I'm going to be working and probably working after
Yep.
it starts to.
Yeah. Juggling two is going to be difficult. I think I get a lot of questions about how that works and can you pull that off? And of course you can, but cash in the bank helps that. Spouses that work help that. Although your wife's probably, I mean, is she staying at home? Or is she working with
She
4
says
kids?
yeah, she's at home.
I was gonna say that's
yeah.
like a double job.
No, she's
double.
working all the time. Yes, they just nobody pays
As we
us.
speak.
Nobody pays her for that.
Yeah, as we speak, she's working. I know. Well, it takes a lot of courage to get into ownership. Real quick, before we get final thoughts on like tips, things that you would want to tell people, I want to make sure that you want to try this stuff, this SuperMouth. I'm making sure all
Definitely.
that. Let's start with the mouthwash. I want to everybody zoom in on Dr. Hall here, and I want you to get his reaction to this stuff called, what is that, super chocolate?
Yeah, I got super chocolate here.
All right, try it out. Let me know if you think the kids would like that.
Yeah, normally I think dental products that are flavored chocolate's weird to me.
It's weird.
I'm gonna try it out.
Okay, super chocolate. It's my favorite. What do you think?
That's pretty good.
Do you think
it's pretty good?
Do you think kids would like that?
Yeah, I mean, I would get that to my kids, and they'd probably
they would freak out. So they have a non-fluoride. They have a fluoride. You can actually eat this stuff. Prebiotics. I didn't even know there's prebiotics in this. Dr. Haas didn't tell me that this week. All right, now, so the whole theme is like this chocolate theme, like ice cream. So hence the I'm gonna try the ice cream. All right, so here's the super chocolate toothpaste.
All right,
try it. I mean,
it's not bad.
It's not toothpaste. It's not mouthwash.
No, it's candy.
It is candy. There's all this gear set up for the kiddos. I think it's great. I was showing you before we even started the program, this little truck. It's got a tray, your toothbrush, mouth, all the things. And then you hit these little buttons. They even have songs, 2-minute songs. If it works. For 2 minutes.
Awesome.
My kids actually brush for 2 minutes. It's great. So I would highly suggest you guys check it out. Before we close the program now, Doc. Oh boy. It's the truck's getting crazy.
Going.
It just keeps
brush those teeth.
Just brush. Final comments, man. Like if you were talking to a bunch of dentists out in the audience and you were going to tell them, hey, like, I think ownership makes sense. Like, of course, you're not all the way through it, but now that you've made the decision, how do you feel? And would you encourage them to do it?
Yeah, I think some of the best advice I was given was just bet on yourself. And I think when I finally started to like go into it with some confidence, I felt really good about it. Yeah. And I think that's what you got to do. You just got to bet on yourself and go for it.
I love that because, every single day we're thinking, if you're thinking about money or making money or whatever, investments and stuff. I always laugh, like dentists are like, hey, I'm a pediatric dentist. I do really well. I'm thinking about doing a condo and I'm going to do this like coffee shop. And they start becoming like entrepreneurs outside of dentistry.
Yeah. All the stuff we don't know anything about.
I'm like, bro, like you make so much money, like do another dental office, like make money with what you're doing. And so to that point, bet on yourself because you won't see returns in any other investment or anything than betting on yourself. So I think that's solid, dude. Well, with that being said, we're going to close this thing down. At the end of this episode, it's going to be a SuperMouth commercial. And check them out, guys. Click below on all the links and stuff to get contacted to these guys. Doc, if you feel comfortable, don't feel like you're on the spot, but we might have Dr. Hall's contact information. I always feel like community matters. You guys should like totally vibe off of each other and ask each other's questions. We at Next Level, we actually have a forum, but even outside that, if you're not in the Next Level family, reach out to Doctor and you guys can kind of I don't know, sympathize with each other's on construction costs later.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's great to see you, man. And it's a pleasure meeting you officially. And welcome to the Next Level family. And this has been super fun. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
All right.
SuperMouth is whole mouth health. It supports the mouth's natural microbiome and promotes healthy teeth, meaning that it can slow down and fight decay, reducing the need for drilling.
I'll take it.
Fill out everyday questions about each family member and be connected with your own super dentist to customize a routine specialized for any stage of development.
I wish I'd known about SuperMouth.
A revolutionary approach to mouth care for healthier, happier, more successful kids.